what's up? iPolit again with what's my name again. Funny thing, the most popular video from all my videos is not about names at all. It's about the Hebrew language and the alphabet. And lately, many people have argued with me in the talkback section of that video about the origins of the Hebrew language, of it not being a language at all, or of Jews not being a nation, etc., etc. Many of these issues are political, and I will not get too much into it, but in order to make this argument, we will just need to find out what is Hebrew and what's not. So today, I invite you to play a game with me. The game is simple. I'm going to read you several phrases, some of them in Hebrew, some of them are not. After reading a phrase, I will show you the alphabet, and you will be there to judge if the alphabet is Hebrew or not. Very simple. Ready to play? Let's go. The first one will be as follows. חלוקך הוורוד צמרירי ורח, עד בו מתעטפת תמיד לעת ליל. לא הייתי רוצה להיות לך אח, לא נזיר מתפלל לדמותו של מלאך, ורואה חלומות עגומים של קדושה, ולמולו את אישה. If you haven't guessed the language till now, let me show you the alphabet. Well, as you can see, the alphabet is Hebrew enough. So, yes, it is modern Hebrew, written in the 20th century by the Israeli poet Avraham Khalfi, and the letters, which you see here, are common Hebrew letters, actually Babylonian. We'll talk about it a bit later. So, this one was Hebrew. You may compare it to the next phrases to see if it's Hebrew or not. Let's see what's next. Phrase number 2. תמה הנקבע, וזה היה דבר הנקבע. בעוד מניפים החוצבים את הגרזן, איש אל רעו, ובעוד 3 אמות להינקב נשמע קול, איש קורא אל רעו, כי הייתה זידה בצור מימין ומשמאל. וביום הנקבע היכו החוצבים איש לקראת רעו גרזן על גרזן, וילכו המים מן המוצא אל הבריכה ב200,000 אמה, ומעט אמה היה גובה הצור על ראש החוצבים. How does that sound to you? Hebrew? Maybe. How about the font? That's a bit different from the last Hebrew I've showed you. Actually, I can't read it. I have a Hebrew transcription on the bottom, but that is actually ancient Hebrew. That's the Hebrew used by Judeans or Jews or Israelites, however you call them, until 586 BCE, when they were thrown out of Israel to Babylon. This font, however, survived. This writing was found on a wall of a cave in Jerusalem, and it's dated to around 700 BCE. So it's ancient, and these letters, which are similar to the Phoenician letters, aren't used today because the people that came back from Babylon already used the Babylonian letters I've showed you before. But still, it is Hebrew, the letters, not modern Hebrew. So if you guessed Hebrew, you were right. Let's see what's next. Phrase number 3. Frode schöner guter Funken, Tücher aus Elysium, wir betreten Verretunken, himmlisch dein Heiligtum. How does that sound to you? Hebrew? Probably not. I'm sorry for my accent. This was, of course, German. And that's Beethoven, because that's Ode to Joy, the current anthem of the European Union, written by Schiller. So German, not Hebrew. How about that one? Bei dem Balabus steht ich weiß nicht wuss, mit a Periponschkel imiten. Amigita drei giss sich von ihm wuss. Ich weiß nicht. Oi, bist die ein Narr, siehst a Samovar. Hebrew? Maybe German? Let's see the letters. Okay, that's funny. Sounds like German, However, the letters are Hebrew. This, my dear friends, was Yiddish. Yiddish is a Germanic language written in Hebrew letters. This language was spoken by North European Jews since the Middle Ages. It started in northern France, and it's mainly based on German with some words in Polish and some words in Hebrew. For example, samovar, the last word of the poem, is that thing. It's a Russian national teapot. And the word balabus, Baal Bait, is landlord in Hebrew. However, the grammar is German and the letters are Hebrew. It's just a mix of things. This is very common. Jews around the world used the local language with their Hebrew Babylonian alphabet to communicate. So this is one of the versions. I really love this riddle. It's something that my late grandmother would ask me when I was a kid. So that's why I had no trouble reading it compared to the German text beforehand. So Yiddish, not Hebrew, although the alphabet was Hebrew. Next. Okay. У лукоморья дуб зеленый, золотая цепь на дубе том, и днем и ночью кот ученый все ходит по цепи кругом. Идет направо, песнь заводит, налево сказку говорит, там чудеса, там леший бродит, русалка на ветвях сидит. How does that sound to you? How about now? Cyrillic letters, yes, it was Russian with Alexander Sergeyevich Pushkin, the national Russian poet. So, not Hebrew at all. Oh, here's a short one. Let's see if you can guess that one. Fucking homo achul balua kus ima shelo sheilech kibinimat. Right. Well, it looks like Hebrew, and it is modern Hebrew, something you might find as a rude talkback to some article. The words used are not Hebrew. Fucking, well, homo, achul balua, it's son of a bitch in Arabic, kus ima shelo, vagina of his mom in Arabic, sheilech, Hebrew, kibinimat, Russian for fuck him. So someone might use this rude language to say something bad in Hebrew while he uses only one or two Hebrew words in the whole sentence. This is the modern Hebrew, which took the slang out of the immigrants that came to Israel, and as you well know, the curse words will come first, so many Arabic and Russian curse words came here. So, still Hebrew. So surprisingly, it is modern Hebrew. Not too nice though. Okay. Bismillahi al-Rahman al-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Al-Rahman al-Rahim. Malik Yawmuddin. And I could go on. As you well guessed, this was Arabic. This is the beginning of Al-Fatiha, the first chapter of the Quran. How could I read Arabic? Well, I studied it in school. Is it similar to Hebrew? Some of the words are. The letters, as you can see, aren't. So, not Hebrew, Arabic. Okay, let's try that one. La lingua mata más moncha ginta que la espada. Hebrew? Nah. How about now? That's strange. Hebrew letters sounds like Spanish. That's Ladino. Ladino is a language used by South European, Mediterranean Jews that came from Spain. They took the Spanish language and wrote it in Hebrew letters. It's a saying in Ladino that says that the tongue can kill more people than the sword. Sounds very similar to Spanish, however, it isn't. It's Ladino, and not Hebrew either. Okay. محسوبين بين العباد طرحوا من خلفة البلاد مهجزين ومعللين أولاد لا عاد اسمهم إذكار. Well, that sounds like Arabic? Why is it in Hebrew letters? That's Jewish Arabic. Jewish Arabic is a language used by Jews in Arabic nations. This one comes from Morocco. It's a Moroccan text written about 70 years ago, commemorating the Jews murdered in Europe. Arabic in Hebrew font, Hebrew letters, printed at Casablanca. So, not Hebrew, Jewish Arabic, still Hebrew letters. Next. Okay, this is one of my favorites. Tú el aire que respiro yo y la luz de la luna en el mar, la garganta que ansio mojar, que tema ahogar de amor. If you recognize that one, that's Spanish and it comes from the theme of Narcos. It's a beautiful song named Tuyo, and it's Spanish, not Ladino, definitely not Hebrew. Last but not least, הבריל כבר, זחלצים קליחים, חגבו ועגו בשבילל, מסים היו הסמרלחים, וחזרוני צירלל. That's a poem. It sounds like Hebrew. It looks like Hebrew. However, if you notice the sound of it, it's a Jabberwocky by Lewis Carroll, translated into absurd Hebrew. There's just one Hebrew word here, and most Hebrew-speaking students I have would say it's not Hebrew. However, they could understand the syntax of the sentences, which word is an adjective, which word is a verb, etc. But it is actually Hebrew. So, what have we learned today? Hebrew, as any language, comes in many forms. It comes in a modern form, it comes in an ancient form. The Hebrew alphabet used today has been used and not used in several breaks since around 600 BCE. The Jewish people referred to that language as sacred and used the local languages in the countries where they lived to communicate. However, they prayed in Hebrew, so they kept the alphabet and they remembered some of the original language. For example, poets in medieval Spain were speaking Ladino or Arabic, but were writing poetry in Hebrew or praying, when they were allowed to, in Hebrew. So, now you know what's Hebrew and what's not. What's Hebrew alphabet? What's an ancient Hebrew alphabet? What's not? And eventually, what language did the Jews of the world use whenever they were? So, are we, or am I, a Jew just like the Jews that were here in Israel more than 2,000 years ago? I believe I am. This is my tradition, and some genetic testing can show I am. However, did my forefathers mix with other nations? Probably they were. Most of the Caucasian people, and I am Caucasian as you can see, have Mongol genes, for example, and other genes in our gene pool as new families were formed and as Jewish women were unfortunately raped during the raids of their neighbors. So as you could see, this video wasn't about names, it was about the language. If you have any other questions about the Hebrew language, its origins, the other languages I've mentioned, or names, as you know, that's my thing, write me. And once again, see you next time. Shalom from Israel.